Why not mess up my makeup here? Well, so in the spirit of Nightmare Before Christmas and the spirit of the mayor, all I have to say is terrible news, folks. I was gonna unbox 3 different sets of Nightmare Before Christmas socks. As you can see, they're already out in front of me. That's because this video did not go as planned. I opened them all up, I showed them all off, and then the footage got deleted. All of it. So I'm gonna try and show you everything that was in the 3 boxes that I got. Kind of talk about them a little bit, but yeah, kind of a bummer. It was actually one of my favorite videos that I've done, and I was hoping to show you all, but we're just gonna have to do things a little bit differently this time around, so sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set these aside here. The first one that I had opened up was this one. Here's all the trash that went with it. As you can see, they were in these little poppers, and you pop it open and there would be a pair of socks. I bought this one from Target, and it's the cheapest one out of the 3 that I got. I will put the link to all 3 of these below, in case you do want to purchase them yourself. 2 of them were from Target, 1 of them was from Hot Topic. This one was from Target. And I'm gonna probably post some pictures up, you know, here, somewhere, of what it looks like on the website, so you can kind of see what they look like before it was just, you know, a pile of trash. First one I believe was this one. It was 0. The ones that came out of that one were actually these ones, with Zero's face on them. As you can see, his face does look kind of dopey in it. The quality of sock's okay. It's not the greatest. You can tell they're a little bit cheapy. I'll put it on my hand here just so you can see what the top of the foot would look like. That's what it would look like. The other sock looks the exact same. So that one went with the first one. And I don't know if I said this before already, but there was 6 of them in this pack. So the second one was this one that said Merry Scary Holidays. The one that went with that one, it was this pair. And it's just got Jack's faces, a bunch of Jack faces on it. It's got the snake at the bottom, some bats. Here's what it looked like on top of the foot. If I remember correctly, I think this is the only popper where the socks that came out of it didn't really match what was on the popper to begin with. Like, for example, the first one I opened, it had 0 on the popper, and then the socks were also 0. I think this is the only one where it was different. Third one was this one. So the third one was this one. Has Jack in his Santa outfit on it, and the socks that came out of it also had Santa Jack on them. There's one side, and then there's the other side. Here's what it looks like, top of the foot for you. The fourth one was this one with Sally on it. The socks also have Sally on them. Show you the side. So there's worms, and then Sally's face, and then the stitches. I would say that her face is, some of the faces she makes is pretty goofy looking on these socks. Again, they kind of feel cheapy, and I feel like you would buy this one more for the experience of just popping them open versus what the socks actually look like. Here's the top of the foot here, but this is the face that is the goofiest to me, is the one that's back here. I don't know if you can see it very well, but like her face just, it's not a very accurate face, I guess. The fifth one was this one. It's got Vampire Teddy on it, and it says, "And to all a good fright." It's pretty cute. I was hoping that the socks were gonna have Vampire Teddy. They did not. Instead they had like the Oogie Boogie silhouette, but the socks themselves do say, "And to all a good fright." So here's one side of them, and then there's the other side. There's what the top of the foot would look like. So the last one, the sixth one out of here, was this one. It has Sandy Claus on it. The socks actually had Sandy Claus on it, which I was pretty surprised about, because normally with this type of stuff, you get, you know, some Jacks and some Sallys, some Zeros, and possibly like some Oogie Boogie, but like you really never get Sandy Claus socks. So it's interesting that they actually incorporated this character in this set of socks. And there's what the top of the foot would look like for him. That's what was in this first set of socks. Again, these were from Target. These were the cheapest in price as well as quality out of the three that I did. And again, I will link it in the description where you can buy these if you'd still like to. I mean, because it'd be really fun with kids. They might have to fight over who gets the socks, of course, but overall, I mean, it was a fun experience just unboxing them. And again, I wish you all could have seen it. So let me go ahead and pack these up here, and then we'll move on to the second one that I opened. The second one that I opened was the one that I got from Hot Topic, and I will be right back with all those socks for you. Okay, and this was the one from the Hot Topic one that I opened. This was the second one that I had opened in the video. This is what the box looked like, and then it's all destroyed now, but this is what the inside of it looked like. This one was definitely my favorite one that I opened, not only because I really liked the attention to detail on some of the socks. The box was also really cool as well. I don't know if you can really tell, but it had like movie moments on the little cards. Like for example, like this was one of them with like Oogie Boogie on there. It was actual movie moments. And the other thing that I liked was that the socks that you got out of the compartment related to whatever character was on the door that you opened. So the first one that I opened was Sally, and here's what the Sally one looked like. I also appreciate the fact, just because it was easier on me, that they show the front of the sock and not like the side of the sock, like how it was with those first Target ones. And I'll just go ahead and forewarn you that the other one I did was also like that, shown to the side. But these weren't. These actually showed the fronts of the socks, so it's a lot easier for me to show you what they look like. And I think it looks really adorable. Her face definitely looks a lot better on these than it did in the Target ones. So the second one was Zero, and here's what Zero looked like. I would say that I wasn't used to seeing Zero this like grayish color, only because usually when we see Zero merchandise, he's very, very white. But in the movie, he is transparent. He's ghostly looking. So this kind of white off color here, grayish color, actually fits him a little bit better from the movie than what we see from most merchandise. So the third one from this box was Oogie Boogie. One thing that I did really appreciate about this was that they included his dice. They're red just like his dice are in the movie. The fourth one that I opened was Lock, Shock, and Barrel, and it's got their masks. One thing that I did think was kind of cool was that Shock's mask was actually the first one on the top here. I feel like she's the one that gets the most left out between the three of them. They definitely portray Locke as the leader of the group. So I thought it was really cool that Shock was on the top of these socks. The next one, which is actually my favorite one out of this set, probably one of my favorite pairs of socks that I got, period, were the Mayor socks. And it's mostly just because of the attention to detail on these. They actually put both of his faces on there, so they're not exactly the same. And I thought that was a really cool thing to do. The backs look different as well. The one that's like his normal face has the plans on it. I thought that was a really cool attention to detail aspect, that they went ahead and put both faces on the socks. The next pair that I got was actually one that I was very, very surprised. It was actually Dr. Finkelstein. You don't really see socks with Finkelstein on them, so I thought that was really a nice surprise there. And so then the seventh and last pair of socks that we received was, of course, our main character, Jack Skellington. And here's what these look like. Again, overall, this was my favorite one to open, just because of the attention to details they did with some of the characters. It felt like whoever produced this one pays more attention to that movie than the one that makes the other two boxes that I open. They're definitely not the best. They definitely feel better than the first ones that I opened. They feel thicker, which I thought was kind of cool as well. I will say that this was the most expensive one out of all three of them. There's only 7 pairs here, but again, they're my favorite. I think they're the coolest ones, and they portray the characters most accurately, in my opinion. So this was the last one. This was the last one that I did. This one, as I mentioned before, was also from Target. This one was the middle priced option. It did have 15 pairs of socks. I believe I paid $15 for it, so it's basically $1 per pair of socks, which isn't too bad. And the quality is okay. It's definitely better than the popper ones from the very beginning. My complaint about this, though, was that the box felt very random. Whoever was on the compartment doors wasn't always who was on the socks, and I would say over half of these pairs of socks were either Jack or Sally or both of them, so there wasn't really a variety. The one that I could appreciate about this one was that it did contain short socks and long socks, which made it kind of a different feature. Here's what the box looked like. And you open up this flap here, and that's what it looked like on the inside here. Over here was like a trivia type game of basically who said this quote. And in the original video, I did go through and read all the quotes. I don't know if I'm gonna really do that again. The other thing too with this was that the compartments here where they're bigger, that's where the long socks were. And I'm gonna let you know right now that I don't really remember which socks went to each compartment because of the fact that it was so random. Plus there's 15 pairs of socks. So I'm just gonna try my best to show you what they look like. It may not be the correct order, but I'm gonna try. So I know this was the first pair, which they're kind of a cool design, but they're not 100% accurate. So it's a gray sock with Oogie Boogie on it. The other side has his dice. You will notice that the dice are white. I know that the ones in the movie are red, so that's a little feature there that is different from the movie. And here's what the top of the foot would look like. The second pair was a pair of long socks. I think it was these. I think it was these socks here. They're blue long socks, and they just are covered with Jack's faces and a bunch of bones. The third one was also a pair of long socks. Yeah, I believe it was these. They're lock, shock, and barrel. And the bottom of them say 3 of a kind. So here's what they look like. You'll see they made them all purple. I don't know if that was just kind of like laziness on the manufacturer. They just didn't want to make a bunch of different colors, so they just went ahead and made them all purple. It kind of makes them a lot creepier in my opinion. And this is kind of where we get to the part here where I don't really remember which sock went to which thing. If I had to guess, I think that this was the pair that went with the fourth one. It's Jack on the Hill with 0 surrounding them. So there's what that looks like. And there's the other side. And there's what it would look like on the top of the foot. I think the 5th one was possibly this one. Again, from this point on, I'm not 100% sure anymore. So don't quote me on these were the correct ones that went with it, because I'm really not sure. But there's this one. It says, "Here comes Jack." There's one side of it. There's the other side of it. And then this is what it looked like for top of the foot. I think number 6 was this one. Yeah, I think it was. So it's just Jack's face. This side. And this side. And top of the foot here. 7th one was a long pair. I think it was probably this pair here. So it's just got Jack on there, and on the bottom it just says Jack is back. Okay, the next one I know was not a Sally pair, because I was pretty upset that the compartment was Sally, the quote was Sally's, but the socks had Jack on them. I must have screwed up somewhere, because the only socks I have left that don't have Sally or Sally with Jack on them, or aren't a long pair, is this pair. So I'm just gonna say, I think it might have been the white ones with Jack's face that I showed you earlier, but since this is the only other pair of Jack socks I have, I'll just show you these. Here's that side, and then that side, and this is top of the foot. The 9th pair, it might have been these, but it's just Sally's patchwork print that's pretty popular. I will say one thing that's cool about these is that where you see the yellow, it actually has like some like glitter woven in there. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if you can really catch it on camera very well, but it's there. The 10th one I honestly have no clue, so I'm just gonna show you up a pair at this point. Again, I think I pretty much screwed up the order by now. So I'll just show you this pair. It's got Jack and Sally on them. So there's that. And then there's the other side. And this is what the top of the foot looked like. The 11th, we're just gonna say it's this one that has Sally's face on it. It's a bummer that I don't really remember the order of these, but oh well. You're gonna see all of them anyway. Here's what top of the foot looks like. I'm not sure what the next one was, so I'll just show you these. I thought they were pretty cool. It's Jack and Sally on the hill, and the yellow parts also have that glitter kind of woven in there, like how it was with the Sally patchwork one. And then there's the top of the foot for you. So the next one was a long pair, and I do remember that it was this one because I thought this was really cool. It's actually the cat that's with Sally, and again where you see the yellow, so on the cat's eyes and the stripes at the top, that has the glitter woven into there as well. Well, this is the only one I have left that's short, so we're just gonna throw it with here. So it's got Jack on one side, And it's got a Sally on the other side. This is what the top of the foot looked like. And the last one was another long pair of socks, and it was these. And it's just got a bunch of Jack's faces on it with like a striped background on it. Yeah, that was it from the third one. I did like how it came with a little game that you could play with it called Who Said This, which was just a bunch of quotes from the movie where you try to guess who said it. My main complaint with this one, well, I had two main complaints really. One of them was the fact that most of the socks were Jack or Sally or both of them. I was kind of hoping for more secondary characters because we don't get those very often, so I think those are kind of cool. The other complaint that I had with this one really was that whoever was on the doors wasn't usually who you got for the socks. And I thought that it would be a lot cooler if they kind of matched who was on the door with who was going to be on the socks, kind of like how it was with the other two boxes. However, I will say $15 for 15 pairs of socks is a pretty good deal, and the quality wasn't bad. So there you have it. That was all of the socks that was in the 3 boxes that I unboxed. Again, I'm terribly sorry that I lost that footage, and I had to kind of just do a workaround to get something out there for you all. Again, they were pretty fun to open. My favorite one again was the Hot Topic one, the second one that I opened. My least favorite was definitely the first one I opened with the poppers, just because you could tell that one, it was just mostly for the experience and the socks aren't great. And it was the cheapest one too, so I didn't expect it to be the greatest one either. Again, I'm going to put all the links to these 3 boxes, links to all of the 3 of these boxes in the description, so you can purchase them yourself if you would like to. I know it's already the middle of December, so some of you already have your advent calendars planned out, but it socks. So if you just want some cool Night Before Christmas socks, then you should go ahead and purchase one. Again, I would recommend the Hot Topic one, but that was the most expensive one out of the 3. However, I know Hot Topic does have deals a lot of times, and you can use like your Hot Topic cash and things like that, so you might be able to get it for a discount. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what your favorite pair was, if you would buy any of these 3, or if you have bought them, let me know what your thoughts are. Once again, I'm terribly sorry that this was not how this video was supposed to go. It was not really an unboxing video, it was more of a recap video. But if you still enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day.